Back to yet another video. This video is about CB300F's fuel filter. So today we'll open this wipe, remove the tank cover, open the tank and remove the fuel pump from inside, and we'll inspect what is the condition of the fuel filter, and we'll also try to replace it with OEM product. We received one from Honda. We'll check that if that works or not. So stay with us if you want to see detailed video about how to remove everything in home. That's basically a DIY project. Will save your money and save your time, and will gain you some experience. So if you like this type of contents, do like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned to watch the entire video. Okay, so meanwhile, when we are disassembling the tank covers and everything around it to remove the tank, let's talk about why do we even need to replace the fuel filter. So basically, the internal fuel strainer, fuel filter that comes along with the fuel pump doesn't have a like regular interval to replace it. So there is no as such indication given by any specific manufacturer, but looking at the infrastructural condition of our country, there might be some rusting issues inside the tank. There are also some rusts. So looking at those constraints, my suggestion is to replace the fuel filter on every 50,000 kilometers or so, and that is why we are opening this up, just for checking what is the condition of the fuel filter. And that is why we also got a spare one to see if there is any improvement in the jerking issue. So basically, the rider here is facing some low RPM jerking issues. Perhaps that might be due to the reduction of flow, and that is caused by the fuel filter. So we'll replace the fuel filter and let's check if that improves the condition or not. So that is our primary objective. And now this is how we should remove tank covers. Inside that, you can see there is a rubber gasket over it, which sits between the oil filler lid and the fuel tank cover. There is a specific direction of it. As you can see, there is an arrow over that, and this should direct towards the front end of this. After removing every bolts, I have shown you, basically there are Allen bolts of 5mm and the 10mm bolts. Here you can see there are some connectors. So as you can see, this is the evap system pipe that absorbs the evaporated petrol. Now you can see this is the fuel injector connector hose. So just take a flathead screwdriver and push it as shown in the video, and now pull it. Be very careful about this, because I have seen some issues where the outlet pipe is broken by a sideways pulling of that fuel hose. Now as you can see, this bracket, you have to make sure that you, whenever you're fitting back in, you install this in the same direction. Make sure this two notches on the bracket goes to the right side, and you can also take a photo for a reference. And after that, it's very easy to remove, but be very cautious, very gentle with it, because there is a float inside it and you don't want it to be broken. And definitely try not to drop it suddenly. Just be very gentle with it. Now as you can see, there are 4 wires inside this fuel pump. Make sure you take a photo of it so that it's easier to assemble everything back again. And as you can see, these are just, you need to pull them out. Now if you look from the top of this fuel pump, you can see the 2 wires, red and black. These are from the fuel gauge, which used to measure the level of fuel inside the tank, and this 2 greens for the fuel pump motor. There are basically 4 notches, and you have to pull all the 4 notches one by one, and whenever you are trying to pull one out of its slot, the other will just slip in. So that is the trick. You have to make all the 4 clips out of its notches at the same time. As you can see, there are some black patches over the fuel filter. Let me explain this to you. This is not caused by ethanol or something like that. I have just checked. These are just the paint scrapings. Okay, so there is nothing like gum like substance or what we have seen in some videos, that ethanol produces some gunks. It is not like that. And as you can see, the motor is genuine. It's a Mitsuba motor. And this is how you remove the fuel filter. There are some o-rings around it. Make sure you don't lose them. Even if you lose them, the new filter comes with the o-rings as well, so don't need to worry about that. Now let me show you another motor. This is a third party one. This is not the genuine one. The on my right hand is the third party motor, and on my left hand is the genuine motor from Mitsuba. As you can see, this metal is different. I don't know what it is made up of. And as you can see, there is a notch. The notch is also different. The aftermarket one is a tinier one. And as you can see, there is no branding on the motor, so the genuine one should be written Mitsubishi over it, and there is a batch number or model number, whatever it is, I don't know. It should be written over that so that you can identify that this is a genuine motor. These motors are readily available in the market, and the genuine is also available. If you want to buy the genuine one, drop a comment. I'll try to share the link with you. Now let's check. This is the part number. You can also order it with this part number. And filter comes along with the o-rings and two spare connectors. Now I'll take a bottle full of petrol and just wash the paint scrapings out of the housing, and it's time to fit everything back in. So I'll fit one by one. So the positive will connect with this light green or yellowish wire, and the negative terminal will connect with this green wire. I'll connect the new wires that we have just received with the filter, and I'll also replace all the o-rings. As you can see, there is three o-rings. Two o-rings are smaller diameter and one is a larger diameter. The larger one will go here, and here you will install the new bush that came with the kit, along with the o-ring, the smaller one. And here this is the breather pipe, and this helps the motor to breathe air. And this is how the fuel filter will attach to the motor. And as you can see, there is a slot of the breather going in, so make sure you just align everything appropriately, and you just need to hold the filter and push it to the slot, because it's a newer one and it's not set to the curvature yet, so it tends to straighten up. But you need to hold it down and make sure to slide it back to the slot. There is a particular slot dedicated for the fuel filter inside the housing, and we need to make sure that it goes inside that housing. So there are basically three o-rings. One is between this motor and this filter, another is in the top half where this motor sits into this upper part of this motor assembly, and there is another one. As you can see, it should go over here, and if you look closely here, this two parts should sit tightly. Now we'll try to again assemble everything. Such a promising sound. And now it's time to fit the connectors one by one. So I can remember what will go first, second, third, fourth slots, but if you forgot about it, just make sure you watch the image you have just taken in the beginning of this video, and make sure you fit everything back in. So yeah guys, as of now, if you are liking this content, or if you like the content I make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel to support. That's the best way you can support this channel. I think this is the first video on CB300F fuel filter, so एक like तो बनता है. Now if you have any doubts, any queries, anything, you can ask me in the comment. I will get back to you. And this is how this thing is done. This is very easy, trust me. Just a bit of knowledge and patience. The patience is the most important thing, so you have to be patient and don't need to hurry on this thing, so you will end up breaking things. That's the first and foremost thing. Now feedback everything back again. You can see how I am inserting the fuel pump inside the tank. I'm inserting this very slowly. I don't want my float to go kaput, and this is how I'll leave it. And now I'll install the bracket, try to slip it in. There you go. And there is a particular notch in the fuel pump that will align with the bracket. So this is how it should go in. And after that you need to tighten all the 4 10mm nuts. After that your work is done. Now make sure you have to make sure that the oil is not leaking. If the oil is leaking, that means the o-rings are not seated properly, and you have to redo the entire thing. Now it's time to install everything back again. Now I'll show you how to install the connectors. So first you need to install this is the overflow pipe. Next you need to connect the fuel pump wiring connector. Then you need to connect this hose pipe, and all of these things should go with a click. That is how you know that these are seated properly. Now there is a evap pipe. This will go like this, and the work is done. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. I see you in the next one. Bye bye.